Hey guys, just popped on here, so I am waiting for some more people. Okay, how's everybody doing today? Just getting started. So this is going to be a reading for the collective, for starters, because holy cow, guys, I can feel the anxiety coming from y'all right now. Hey, Caitlin. Something about sage, y'all. Just calms the nerves, let me tell ya. Okay, so if you're new to me, comment new. I want to see who's all new in here. Harriet, Caitlin. All right. Good. I'm big on interaction, guys. So the more you interact with the live, it just helps with the algorithm and it helps get my name out there. And it helps more people hear what Spirit has to say. So, how this works. I'm going to introduce myself first. My name is Mary. I am a physical and psychic medium, aspiring Reiki practitioner, getting ready to start integrating that into my situation here. I am also a professional hairstylist, EMT, and I work in the film industry. It's a lot. Hey, Christy. Hey, Dana. Yeah, so if you guys want to smash the like buttons and all the stuff, like just keep tapping the screen, helps me work with the algorithm, helps more people get to see me and get to know me, just like you guys popped in here. Okay, so now that I told you a little bit about myself, how I do these readings is the reading right now is free and it's for the collective. And that means it's for everybody in here. So everybody that has questions, comments, concerns, what have you. Oh, awesome, Harriet. How long, babe? Feel free to keep them to yourself because it's distracting having all the questions popping up. If you want personal readings and questions like that, I can do some live, but they do cost. So it'd be $22 if you wanted to do a reading live with me, and I have 5 spots available, and I will write them down as they come in, and my Cash App and PayPal are in my bio. But to get a taste of what I can do, and if you vibe with me or not, I usually start with the collective so that everybody can get on the same page and see what's going on. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is a timeless message. Oh, awesome. I've been doing hair for 15 and a half years. So yeah, I guess I'm good at it. I stuck with it for this long. But in between then, I also became a licensed EMT, and I've been growing my gifts as a tarot reader and psychic medium. So there's all that. So let's get into the reading, guys, because you're in here for a reason, right? Everybody's in here for a reason. You guys have questions, concerns, comments. You're curious, obviously, about what's going on. There's a reason you popped in here. So share this out if you feel like there's somebody that needs to hear these messages, or if you just plain vibe with me, share me out and recommend to people that I'm here, because I got a lot of stuff to say. So do your spirit guides, and I'm literally just the messenger. So hey, Arlene. So this is going to be a collective for everybody in here right now. So everybody's going to get their questions answered. If it resonates with you, awesome. If it doesn't, take what resonates, leave what doesn't for somebody else. This is all everybody's healing energy at one time. So I always start with a little prayer first. God, source, universe, creator of all things, in your divine wisdom, please help me connect with my spirit guides as well as the collective spirit guides so that we may hear these messages that you have for us in this now moment. only for our highest and best, doing no harm to none. Thank you and amen. So that literally is just kind of like opening the door and putting out the welcome sign. So all of your spirit guides and your angels, all of your divine sages are going to come in and tell me the messages that you guys need to hear, because everybody, it can be a question about anything, babe. But questions that you have physically right now before I start the reading, if you have a question, keep it in your head. Keep it in your mind, or you can write it down on a piece of paper, and I encourage you to take notes as well. Because yes, I'm highly connected with animals too. I'm very connected with animals. But I always encourage my guests to take notes, because if it doesn't make sense now, I guarantee you it'll make sense in about a week or so. Because usually if I do a reading on somebody, we'll both be confused. I'm like, okay, they're showing me this such and such, and I have no idea what it means. And then the person's like, I have no idea what it means either. But they end up referring back to their notes, and they call me a week later and they're like, holy shit, I can't believe it. I asked my mom about this and she looked like she was going to pee herself. Like, it's crazy how stuff comes through. And I'm a no BS tarot reader. I don't sugarcoat anything for you guys. Sometimes it's tough love tarot. There are questions you can ask me anytime you want. That's totally fine. I don't answer them personally unless you're doing a live reading with me personally, which those cost, because it's an energy exchange. So if I'm going to tap physically into your personal energy, it takes a lot out of me, and I also use supplies and everything, so it's just an energy exchange. Thank you, Dana. Yeah, nothing has to be all and like, smoke and mirrors and I'm no bullshit. I'm just a live person who is connecting with your personal spirit guides and loved ones. And if they have a message for you, it's going to come out. So how I channel your guides is I don't let them take me over completely, but I do put my own personal opinions aside, unless it's story time and I want to share a personal situation with you guys to help you relate, because I can relate to you. So anything that comes through is specifically from your guides, and it's what you need to hear. I put my own stuff aside and my own thought process aside, and then spirit just comes in and I'm just saying what I need to say. I don't hesitate on saying certain things. So if you have a soft personality, or if you're easily offended, earmuffs, or this probably isn't the live for you. Sorry, but I do love interaction. If any of this resonates with you guys, comment resonate, or let me know. Let me know if it's making sense to you or any of that nature. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so what's with all the twos? Every single reading I have done this whole week, I've asked for one card per spot. Thank you. Gosh, spirit. The moon. Starting off heavy with the major arcana. Here we go, guys. Big changes. And it makes sense because we're in supermoon energy. The Hierophant in reverse. 2 major arcanas. Huge changes for everybody lately. 8 of Swords, yes, in the reverse. A lot of okay, so some of you guys that are new to tarot, they're telling me to explain myself, so this could take a sec. I apologize if you have no patience, but I like to elaborate and I like detail, and so does spirit. So when a card comes in the reverse, it's usually an internal situation that's happening, or a situation that needs to be remedied or addressed. So when they got lots of reverses, guys. 6 of Wands. The Tower. Yes, I told you guys. Huge changes coming up. October. October is going to be huge for everybody in here. Everybody in here. Okay, cool. Thanks, Dana. I'm vibing with you already, girl. Too many, but I'll take it. This will be the clarifier for this card. Okay. Yes. So a lot of you guys have been on basically like spiritual journeys. Whether you think you have been or not, it's about self-love and self-care. And I have a feeling like you guys have been totally just like inundated with people saying self-care, self-care, self-love, self-love, blah, 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 blah. It's been a thing. A thing. You're winning the lottery. Claim that shit, girl. Oh, God, this is so good. Okay. Sorry, when spirit comes in, I start getting warm, and you can already tell, like, they're coming at me hardcore. So, a lot of you guys have been doing major changes, not just in your careers, but your love lives and your personal relationships with yourselves. So, you're trying to have more faith in yourself. You're trying to have more compassion for yourself and being more kind to yourself, because a lot of people have that inner voice that's constantly like, I'm guilty of the same thing. So don't worry. I'm calling you out, but it's also calling me out because I am part of the collective too. So some of this is for me. Sad part is I'm not sure how to self-love. Well, guess what? That's why you're here, babe. Because we have some tips for you. Not everybody was taught how to self-love, and we all have that self-sabotaging voice in the back of our head that plays like a broken record every single day. Or if you're younger than me and you don't know what a record is, it's like a CD that skips. And if you don't know what that is, it's buffering, okay? It's like buffering over and over and over in your head every single day. So, these are things that you can start to learn how to change. And by doing that, it's coming through and interacting with yourself on a different level than you ever have. Drink beer. I don't condone alcoholism. This is just tea, by the way. Anyway. So, it's about trying to figure out a different way to spend time with yourself. And it sounds weird, and a lot of people think that self-care takes a whole lot of money to do, but it's really not. And it's just taking like an extra 5 minutes in the shower. And I have been saying this for 2 weeks solid. If you go back and you watch my other lives that I have put on my YouTube channel, holy crap, it feels same thing. Broken record, playing over and over and over again. But a lot of this is because there are new people filtering into this live every time I go live, because I'm relatively new to the TikTok situation. I've been on here for a while, but this is a new introductory and new people are coming into this. So I'm having to repeat myself over and over again because there's tons of new people coming in at different times. So these messages are timeless. You're going to see them, hear them whenever you're meant to. But if you're here now, clearly this is meant for you now. But thank you, Spirit. Where was I going with this? Yeah, High Priestess. Okay. Claiming back your power is what the whole thing is. It's about going back and doing shadow work from... You can't see me? Am I gone? What happened? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure that out. If my camera's off. Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks, JD. Okay. Oh, Dan, I wonder if it's your connection or something, babe. Okay, cool. Thanks for interacting, guys. Sometimes people are real quiet in these lives, and I'm like, hello. Okay, yeah, come right back in, babe. So this is all about learning how to self-love and where to start, because my whole journey, same thing. I'm relating to you with a personal situation. I've been told for several years now with my own spiritual journey. Yay, Dana can see me. Oh, I'm sorry. It's probably a connection thing, guys. So everybody kept telling me for years, you got to do this, you got to do that. Like, where do I start? Where is a good place to start with this stuff? It's really, really hard to do it on your own, which I had to do. And it took me quite a while to figure out how to do that. But I did start I ordered something because Spirit sent it to me the other day. I asked, how do I start these things? How do I tell people to start these things? I actually got the Shadow Work Journal. If you're unfamiliar with shadow work, it's very interesting, this book, because it gives you definitions and quotes, and it tells you what shadow work is and how it's used and what it's for. And Carl Jung was the founding father of it. Okay, well, Harriet, there's your thing. There's a link in my TikTok bio. I have a store where if I'm using things in my personal spiritual journey that have been helping me, I'm going to put those things in my TikTok shop so that you can also have those tools available to you as well, if you're looking for places to start with certain things, because I didn't have that when I was coming into my spiritual journey. So if I find some things that can get you started on a journey that you need to start healing from and you don't know where to start, you can go to my TikTok shop and there's stuff in there that will help you. I'm learning new things and I'm trying out new products because this is a huge tool I have needed for a very long time. And it's really cool. It's got fill in the blanks. It's got daily journal prompts. It's got a gratitude list section, understanding the psyche. I mean, very, very intense stuff. Now, having said that, if you're going to start this, this can take you to a darker place. So I highly recommend coupling this with a counselor or therapy or group therapy or support group of some kind, because you're going to need somewhere to go with this. So, I'm a spiritual person and I like to do things holistically, but first and foremost, I am also a medical professional. So I will always suggest, if there's a major problem, I need you to see a medical professional first. And then you could go the holistic route of things. If you do one over the other, that's fine. But if you have a major concern, I need you to see a medical professional. Stay safe. Anyway, so the moon. Everybody's trying to find their spiritual intuition. This is a very psychically charged card. This is all about finding your spiritualism and your intuition and exploring the gifts that you have. Good place to start with that is the Shadow Work Journal, because it's going to help you clear the blocks that are coming in for you right now that are hindering you from moving forward with your own journeys. So, shadow work is important because you have got to start facing the things that we have put away in our subconscious for so long because we don't want to deal with it. You have to face those things. If you want the blessings that are meant for you, if you want all these blocks to come in that are hindering you from anything you're doing, you've got to work through the past and get over it. You're not going to get over it. Nobody ever gets over it. But you have to face it and learn that it's a part of your journey and it's making you a part of who you are. But you have to face those things and go through the pain in order to get through it. That's why I suggest doing this with a therapist. And then we have the Hierophant in reverse. This is fire energies, Aries, Leo, Sag. I'm hearing be your own mentor, because the Hierophant is mentorship. So you teaching yourself, that's exactly what that means. Internal mentorship, teaching yourself how to work past certain things because nobody else is going to do it but you. Yes, you're going to need help and you can work with a mentor, but you are meant to do this yourself. You are meant to pull yourself out of your own hole and find your own strength again, because you are the only one that's going to get you through this. And then your Eight of Swords, internal communication. I just told you, sword energy is communication energy big time. There's the big sun in the middle, and then at the top is a stalk of wheat with a moon, but it's internal. So you are basically self-sabotaging. This is the part where I'm going to be calling you out. You are self-sabotaging your own journey. You're trying to go forward and try new things and looking for a new adventure. Like I said, guys, at this tower moment coming up, it's going to be a huge change, life-altering. And tower moments can be rough, but they don't have to be. They happen for a reason. It sounds contrary and it sounds trite and it sounds very, what is that word? Corny? It'll come to me later. Anyway, Spirit's talking to me way too much. I can't think straight. My own thoughts are not my own. It's very, what is that word? Why aren't they letting me move on? Anyway, you are in your own way, essentially. If you guys are liking the live, please keep tapping the screen and then let me know if this is resonating with you in the comments as well. So this is the tough love part about this whole situation. You are self-sabotaging by doing that damaging self-talk that is abusive. And it may have been something that people were feeding into you as a child and you were conditioned to think that way, but it's not true. It's not true. You are absolutely worthy of this journey. And the Six of Wands, this is also internal self-sabotage, childhood. Yeah, this is childhood situations right here with the Six of Wands. That is childhood traumas, childhood things that are going on. And this Tower moment right here, the Tower moment is going to be earth-shattering and foundation shaking, because the people in your life that you are meant to have these conversations with, these Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is usually like a proposal of romance of some sort, or like a significant other, or like a marriage proposal in a way, or it could be like a proposal for a promotion at work. After this Tower moment happens, this is when everything's going to start flooding in for you, because you're going to come into your own strength and you're going to claim your power back to yourself. And it's going to give you a confidence like you've never thought you could have in your entire life. Because the Four of Swords on the internal is healing. You are healing old wounds. You are healing your old self-sabotaging talk. And you are also moving past the childhood traumas. So when you start doing your childhood trauma work, your shadow work, all of the things that were going on in the past or continually still happening, I feel like for some of you, like you're in abusive relationships with certain people. It doesn't have to be romantic. I feel like it's a mom energy, or someone that was like a mom, or it's a male that has very feminine qualities, but they're very domineering and they're very almost like a bullying situation. And this is current. Like, this person was in your life your whole life, but they're still doing it to this day. And this Tower moment is really going to shake their earth under their feet, because they're not used to you standing up for yourself and speaking your truth. So when you start unapologetically being yourself, it's going to start opening up doors for you, and you're going to be shocked at how far and fast things are going to be happening for you. Eight of Wands, bearing your burdens. This is taking on more work than is necessary. And I mean that by people trying to figure out self-care, people trying to figure out how to do all these things for themselves and this and this and that. You seem like, it feels like it's impossible to you right now, because you're taking on so much more work than you need to that's not even yours. Like, you're taking on other people's burdens on purpose so that you don't have to focus on yourself. I'm guilty of it. I do the same thing. But when you start learning that they will survive the situation without you taking over, or they'll survive an hour at home with you going to Target and getting a Starbucks and sitting in the parking lot for an hour watching your favorite shows. It's just about more self-care, because the more you learn how to take a few extra minutes a day for yourself, you're going to start throwing away some of these things that you have placed on your own back. And you'll be surprised to see how much time you actually do have for yourself when you stop doing everything for everyone else. Just saying. Is this resonating with you guys? Comments kind of fell off. Let me know if this is making sense to you guys, because I mean, Otherwise, I'm just talking into the wind here. I mean, the message is the message. It's what Spirit's telling me to tell you. So it is what it is. But, it helps to know that it's resonating with you guys. And then the Nine of Swords. Communication. Your throat chakra is going to be, you see how she's got her face extended? Okay, good. She's got her neck extended up. Because the throat chakra, usually we're kind of like this. When you're shy and you don't want to express yourself and you don't want to put yourself out there, we kind of hunch over and we kind of hide within ourselves. She is on that roof and she is full of communication and she is letting everybody know what is up. She is not afraid to say anything. She is not afraid to speak her truth and be her true, authentic self. And then after that, Page of Swords, which is a new creative beginning. Yeah, I just recently had a Reiki session. And she said my throat chakra was essentially dead. And it's because of the way we were raised and the people in our environments. We were taught, I don't know if this resonates with any of you guys, but my parents are from the old school. I'm only 36, but my parents are 73 and 71. Yeah, that's right. So they're older. They're boomers. And we were to be seen and not heard. You were not allowed to have an opinion, and if you tried to say something, it was completely invalidated and diminished and told it wasn't important. So none of my opinions mattered when I was a kid. They still don't. At being 36 years old and a mother myself, I'm still not respected, and I'm still not treated as an adult. I'm still seen as this irresponsible little weirdo. Yes. And, if you had an opinion about something that differed from my dad's, like, you were taught to, like, zip it up, or, you weren't allowed to have a different opinion. Like, he's always right. But he's also Italian, and it's just a thing with that. But, yeah. So, yeah, and it doesn't have to be a parent either. Lisa, I'm so sorry about that. But if you're in these situations, right now you guys are at your breaking points. And you're about ready to just say, fuck it. I am so sick of being hushed because I do have a voice and my voice matters. I am a human. I am also an individual. And you need to listen to me now. And if that causes a huge problem, then it's time to cut that tie. Oh, look at you and your intuition. Yeah, it's time to cut the toxic ties with people. This fall is huge for that. Because with all the planets we just had in retrograde, there were 7 of them, by the way. Was not an easy few weeks, guys. Oh my word. Everybody was up in arms. And this last full moon, baby, just emotional. So everything's just been crazy. So when you start stepping into your own and you start saying the things you want to say, because it's valid, and you have your own opinions, and you are a powerful person. You have the right to speak your truth and be authentic and have your opinions. And if these people do not agree with those opinions, or they feel like you're just, you're just crazy, you're just da-da-da-da, then you need to start walking away. And it's hard because, blood family, and I'm Italian. You do not walk away from the family. That is a big no-no. But if it's toxic and it doesn't serve my purpose, or it doesn't it just no longer serves me, why would I continue to keep myself in that situation and be miserable and taught to not have a life and just sit here like a bump on a log because I'm a parent, I'm supposed to give up my life? No, I'm supposed to, as parents, we are supposed to teach our children how to live. And we are supposed to teach our children how to stand up for themselves and how to be brave and how to have a pair. You know, we're not supposed to teach them to shut up and stay in the corner and don't stand up for yourself. That's not part of teaching your child how to survive. It's crippling and it's awful. So, you know, this is where your communication comes in with your Nine of Swords and then this new Page of Swords. Lots of communication, sword energy with you guys. Because once you are at this point, your Nine of Swords, she is up on the rooftop singing it proud, whatever. She's got the moon in her hand. She's embracing her intuition. She's following what her guides are telling her. This is going to bring you into this Page energy, which is a very new energy. And it's going to help you see, it's going to help you see that, you know, it's going to make you feel new, like you're experiencing things for the first time all over again. And it's going to give you a whole new sense of wonder and hope. Like, you're going to feel like, kind of like when you got out of high school, like, oh my gosh, I can do anything I want. I can da-da-da. Just because you have children and a significant other does not mean that you are chained to that situation. Yes, you have responsibilities to take care of those kids, but you also created that child with someone else. And you do not have to bear the burden. Your Eight of Wands, you do not have to take on that entire situation on your own, because it is not one person's specific job to raise a child. Ever heard the saying, it takes a village? So when one person decides to start exploring things and doing things for themselves, why is that such a bad thing? Oh, because it inconveniences them now. And now they have to start sacrificing and they have to start giving things up to help the child. It shouldn't be looked at that way. We should all be supporting each other, and we should all be, hey, it's like a tag team. Oh man, you look exhausted. Why don't you go to the mall and walk around for a little while? Why don't you go get something to eat? Why don't you go take a bath? And I'll take this. It's supposed to be a give and take. It's supposed to be a team effort. Not one I mean, I've been a single mom for 14 years. So it's always been just me. But my family is super supportive, and they do let him spend the night from time to time when I need a minute. But there's a crossroads now because my son is 14 and he's starting to try and figure out his independence and what he wants to do as a human. And as a mom, trying to listen to him and let him have that, because I wasn't given that when I was a kid. So he wants to stay with my parents for a little while, which I'm adjusting to, but it makes sense because most of his friends live in the neighborhood and he can easily access them. And, you know, it's a little bit closer walk to school, not by much, but it is. And, you know, there's more people in the house at a certain time. Being a single mom, I'm working all the time. I'm always on film sets. I'm always helping out with this animal shelter, you know, and I take him with me, but he's 14. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He just wants to sit around and game. So he's at that stage now where he just wants to, you know, and mom's not cool anymore. So I know the booger loves me, but I get it. You need me time every once in a while. So my parents are being very gracious and letting him stay with them. But I live 30 seconds away, so I can go bug him anytime I want. But it's also talking into my guides and figuring out, you know, speaking with my therapist as well. I also see a therapist. That it's okay for me to take a little bit of a back seat for a minute, because I've been doing this for 14 years by myself. And it's exhausting without a break. So I'm learning that it's okay to take that time for myself and take a couple of days here and there and not really talk with anyone at all. Like, I turn my phone off and I just kind of listen to hang drum music, or I listen to healing sounds like the singing bowls or whatever. Or I just veg the hell out and I play games on my phone and I binge watch TV shows and stuff. Like, just being me and a human. Like, every person needs that. And if you're in a situation where you're not given that, you need to start reevaluating. Can't take care. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah. There's some things where it's, it's a little crazy, but it was to the point where, I would ask my parents, hey, I'm on my way home from work. Can I please run by Walmart? Like, I had to ask permission to do this. Can I run by Walmart and grab some diapers on the way home? No, you have to come here and get him. I'm like, okay, you want me to drag my tired toddler to the store, have him whining and crying when I can just run there for 5 minutes and grab what I need and come home? No, they would literally time me to make sure that I got home on time. Like, that is just, it's too much. So those types of situations where you have to start learning how to step back and disengaging yourself from the situation. And as long as they're happy and healthy and they're thriving, then maybe it's a good situation for them. Oh, I know. I knew what you were saying, Lisa. I was just telling you my situation too. Like, that was my situation as compared to their situation. Like, it's I'm not gonna say nothing because I have no sympathy for people that are together and live in the same house that have a kid. I'm like, bruh, I need a break. I need this. Whatever. You guys are a tag team. You all can tag out and say, hey, I'm going to the store for an hour. Bye. I couldn't do that. I had to take him with me. So unless it was work related, I had my son 24/7. So it's just, yeah, it's a team effort. There's no reason why they couldn't take two of them kids to the store at the same time. And if people have a problem with children making noise in public, get the hell over it. Kids make noise and they're emotional little weirdos and they don't know what the hell they're doing with themselves. Just have sympathy for the parent because they can't help what's happening. And if they can, they'll take it behind closed doors. Like, people will handle their situations the way they handle them. But no, I'm not saying let your kid roll around on the floor screaming like a maniac. That's a bit much. But, Mom, I want that toy, blah, blah, blah. Don't just, oh, God. People that are, children, they're children. They're going to make noise. They're going to whine. They're going to cry when they don't get the toy they want. I want to do that at 36 years old. I want this pair of shoes, but I don't have enough money. Like, I want to do that too. But as a grown person, they'd probably call the people and have me hauled away. But that's beside the point. But I'm saying with this new energy, the last card in your drawing is the Star, which is the best card you can get out of the entire deck aside from the Sun. The Star is you're fully connected to your intuition. You're fully following your own vibe and you are fully listening to yourself as opposed to, oh, I shouldn't do this because this person's going to think it's stupid or my family's going to think I'm crazy or blah, blah, blah. I started doing my own tarot business and my family is Catholic. Could you imagine the conversations my parents be trying to have with me? That's witchy stuff. It's evil. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm not even going to get into that conversation, but I'm not living up to my authentic potential. and being truly me if I keep hiding this away. I've been working on my spiritual gifts for the last 20 years. And I'm just now coming out of the broom closet, per se, with it. And I've never felt more free in my life. Does it still make me nervous that people are going to think I'm crazy? Yeah, but who cares? I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not doing anything bad. I'm helping people heal on a spiritual level. How is that evil? With gifts that God gave me. Like, I don't understand. So, people can say what they want, and that's totally fine. It's a free country. All are welcome here. It's totally cool. But if you're going to cause hate and throw toxic shit around in my life, I will block you. But everybody's entitled to their own opinions. And it's, I'm fully open-minded to that. It's totally fine. But you need to have just as much respect for me as I have for you. Just because I don't agree with you or see things the way you see them does not mean that I think you're a shitty person. Or it doesn't mean that I'm going to hate you. It's people can agree to disagree. And I'll do me, you do you, but we can still get along. It's not a big deal. Oh, okay. Yeah, see? It's a thing. It's a thing. I'm not even going to get into that right now because I don't want to offend anybody. I'm just starting. So, But, screw it. Spirit's telling me to say it anyway. Okay, here we go. Catholicism. I grew up in the Catholic Church. It's no different than what I'm doing right now. The only difference is that I'm not in a brick building. There's similarities like you wouldn't believe. There's an altar involved. At the church, you have an altar. You have the pulpit where they speak from the Gospels and the books. I have several books. They have tons of books. They call on the Spirit of Jesus to come into that's, if you want to think about it on a weird level, it's cannibalism. You're pretending to eat someone's flesh and blood. That's just, I don't do that. That's a whole other situation that I don't want to even deal with. But there's a thing. And then there's, you pray to several different deities and entities. And you have priests. We have priests and high priestesses. They have ceremonial robes. There's incense. There's frankincense. There's all kinds of things used in the church during certain times of the year. There's rituals. There's Advent. There's rituals around, Saturnalia with the Christmas tree thing. The Christmas tree is actually a pagan situation. There's just lots of things. There's chants and there's prayers. There's methodical movements throughout the services and the ceremonies. I mean, I could go on and on. There's so many similarities. Like, paganism was the first major religion on the earth, but then organized religion came into the situation. The main point is there's several different religions throughout the entire world, but they all believe in one supreme divine creator being. And they call him Allah, Buddha, who, it's all one person that they're all creating, and he just has a different name. So we're all similar in that aspect. We all believe in a divine creator. So, in information YouTube. Well, that's something to think about. But, also personal relationship with God. I have one. We talk every single day and every single evening. His son, Jesus, was a medium. And so were some of the disciples. And if you want to question me on that one, think about it. God is not a human. He is a spiritual being up in the cosmos. And Jesus talked to him regularly when he was in human form on this earth. Earth. I said earth. Earth. And then the saints, most of the people that are saints, They had direct communication they've seen Mary personally, they've seen Jesus and talked with Jesus personally as a spirit. They're all psychic mediums. Jesus was a healer. I am a healer. I am by no means putting myself up there with the dude, but he gives me gifts that a lot of us have. Every single one of us actually have gifts at birth. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. I'm glad I'm vibing with you, hon. Every single person, every single one of you watching this right now, have a gift. And we're born with them. I'll tell you this right now. When kids are sitting there talking to the wall or what, it's never an imaginary friend. This may freak you out, but don't worry about it because fear stems from the unknown and I'm here to educate you. It's never an imaginary friend. It's their guardian angels and it's their spirit guides. When we are born and we are children, we are very sensitive beings and we have a very thin veil between this life and the other life. And we have a very thin veil between worlds. So we weren't taught straight from the womb to pretend that's our imagination because we're scared. What do people do when they're scared of something and they don't understand it? They want to get rid of it. They want to make it go away because they can't understand it and they don't know how. So instead of educating themselves about it, they decide to burn the witches at the stake. Witches were the first physicians. Where do you think we learned how to derive all of these medications from herbs and things that are made of this earth? They came from somewhere. Witches were the first physicians because we had the ability and the know-how. It's called claircognizance and clairsentience. We had the claircognizance to know what to do with the things that were given with us on this earth. God gave us certain herbs and certain elements to work with and certain things that can be combined together to heal our organic bodies. He created us in his divine purpose and he gave us this earth so that we may live and be fruitful. Witches are the first people who learned how to do that because we have the claircognizance and we have the knowing on how to do that. But because people like male physicians or whatever, I'm not trying to put a sex on this, but back in the day, males were considered smart and women who were smart were considered witches. So they burned us at the stake because they couldn't understand how we were able to do that. So the word witch has a negative connotation these days because of history and because of the social ideations of everything that's good and holy and whatnot. But the things that are put into societal situations, you have to think of why are they that way and how did all the good and purity stuff come to fruition with these people who are just wanting to control everything. I have a relationship with God. I know what he gave me and I know what he wants me to do with this. So I'm speaking my truth. I'm being my most authentic self and I'm sitting here having a TED talk with you guys. I apologize. This is so not what y'all popped in here for, but spirit is just like, bleh. So I'm doing it. So I talk with him on a daily basis and he's got me. I'm not afraid because he's helping me figure out what I'm supposed to do with myself. And this is what's meant for me. If you guys start listening to your intuition and you start connecting spiritually with your God source universe, whatever you believe in, you start connecting with that. And you'll be more sure of yourself and you'll understand that these situations are not as scary as we make them to be in our own heads. A lot of that is just fear of coming out of our comfort zone. And a lot of it is fear of shaking the boat, for lack of a better term. But that is basically the rant on who I am, what I do, and what's going on with everything. It's just when you start learning things and you research things, if there's something you're nervous about, or if there's something that you have an inkling about that you know you might have, you were probably gifted with that and it was conditioned out of you as a child. And society taught us that that wasn't normal, so we had to stifle that and put it away. It's time for you to start reclaiming that. And it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what stage of life you're in. It's happening because it's supposed to. And it's happening to you when it's happening because it's supposed to happen at that specific juncture in your life. The main question I get asked a lot of times is, what is the meaning of life? And why are we all here? I figured it out. Are you ready? We're here to learn. Our souls are not meant for one specific life. There's so many lessons on so many levels that all of us are meant to learn. We're all going to learn them at different paces and different times in our soul journeys. But God created the earth and the humans to learn from each other and to learn how to love each other fully and unconditionally. So until you reach that level as a soul, you're going to keep coming back down here to learn those lessons until you finally do. Then you'll, quote unquote, ring the bell and get your wings as an angel and be a full-blooded guardian. So it's not as crazy as it needs to be, because we all put those crazy notions and thoughts and the what ifs and the how's this and the da-da-da. Some things we're just not meant to know. And then there's other things that we're just, what if this doesn't work? What if I go for this and this happens? Da, 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 da. What if I fail? What if you don't? Do you ever think about that? What if you don't fail? What if it actually fucking works? Nobody ever thinks about that because they're so worried about jumping without the safety net. But if you don't ever let anything happen to you, then nothing will ever happen to you. Finding Nemo, one of my favorite movies. I'm telling you guys this because I genuinely love you. I don't know you, and I don't need to know you, but I can feel your guys' energy, and you're quiet because you're actually listening, which is an honor, because these are important things for you guys to know. Nice. Don't rock that boat too much, girl. I don't need you going overboard. But I genuinely have love for every human on this planet. And this is why we're here. Is to believe that we can actually unconditionally love each other. I'm not saying go knock over a liquor store and kill a hooker. That's going to waver a little bit for me. But it doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do. You're not a shitty person. Just people make shitty decisions sometimes. But you have the free will and the opportunity to turn it around if you want to. And you have the opportunity to get yourself out of whatever situation you feel like you're stuck in. You're not stuck. You're just keeping yourself stuck. And it takes that recognition to know that so that you can start to get unstuck. That easy. It's hard if you're in the mindset right now because it took me a while to get there. But once you start taking those steps and realizing that it's okay for you to do things for yourself, it's going to be a whole new world for you. And your loved ones are either going to have to accept it or get the fuck out. If they don't want you to be your true self, then they don't deserve you. And you need to move on and surround yourself with soul fam that appreciates you for who you truly are. Because I do. So, I'm done ranting. I appreciate you guys for listening to the soapbox. But it needed to be said. It needed to be said. That's what I felt this all day today. Spirit's like, go live, go live, go live. I'm like, I'm working. What do you want me to do? They wouldn't let me come home and rest. They were just like, get your phone, go live, do this. Like, oh, fine. So, yes, that is exactly what Spirit has for you guys. The general reading of this whole situation is stop sleeping on yourselves. Stop telling yourself you can't, because it's bullshit. You have the ability. You are worthy of it, and you absolutely can do it. Stop telling yourself otherwise. And start listening to your guides. They have been stippling signs in front of you for the last month and a half or so, since you've been doing all of this questioning. They're trying to tell you, but you have to keep yourself open enough to receive what they're telling you. If you don't, you're going to miss it. So, I appreciate you guys. I love y'all. If you vibe with me, go ahead and give me a follow and smash the bell button so that you know when I'm going live. And then you can join me the next time. And then I will be posting these lives on my YouTube. So that you can rewatch them or share them with somebody or whatever you got to do. But my YouTube is in my TikTok bio. Also, I have a Stan store. There's a link also in my TikTok bio. If you guys would like to have a reading with me, if you're new to it, I'm not going to push you. I'm just telling you there's an option. If you've always been curious about it and you never had a reading, I have a first-time tarot person reader thingy. I forgot what I call it. First time tarot, I think it is. And it's $33. So you can schedule that with me. Or, I go into mediumship reading, which takes about an hour and a half, depending on who's coming through and how many. And then I also have a love tarot reading. I have a career tarot reading, or a general, if you just want to know all the things. I have different situations and varieties for you guys. So if it's the time, it's the time. If not, you'll do it when you're ready. I'm not pushing nothing. So, but just wanted to let you know that it's there. And I appreciate you guys sticking out with me. If you vibed with me, give me a follow. And then I will try to post daily, like a card of the day or something, something just to keep in contact with you guys and let you know what's up. I may not be able to do it all the time consistently because I actually run 3 businesses. So I'm kind of busy. I have my hair stuff. I work behind the chair regularly. So I own my own business there. And then I'm starting a production company for film. I'm a hair and makeup artist, special effects, and I'm also an actress. So I'm trying to start that. And then I'm starting my tarot business. So I'm like, okay, Spirit, what you trying to pull? But I'm just going with what they're telling me to do. That's all I'm doing is following my intuition. So apparently I'm supposed to be so busy I can't even sleep. But I will be available for you guys as much as I possibly can. Sometimes I just need a day, like everybody. But, I'll try to be as consistent as possible, I promise. But follow me, and it'll tell you guys when I go live if you hit the notification. When do I do self-care? In the shower. I just sit in there for a good 10 minutes and just let the water run on me. And I breathe. And I listen to the water. And it just helps me stay in the moment and it grounds me. Or if I'm on the phone, like booking a client or whatever, it's not exactly self-care, but I will take my shoes off and go walk outside in the grass because it keeps me grounded in the moment. If I have a break at work, which is very rare, I will go to like Jimmy John's or something or Starbucks and eat my lunch in the parking lot in my car and watch a show. Like, it's finding different ways to incorporate self-care. Well, you tell the husband to shut up. Yeah. Today, I went to Walmart after work. It was like 2:30, 3 o'clock. I didn't leave the store until 5. Because I was just walking around, looking at stuff, getting ideas for things. I didn't have to buy, I had to buy things. I needed a new vacuum, and I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, so after I tried not to vomit in the checkout, I was just like, wow, I was in this place for such a long time. It was like a form of meditation for me, just walking around and looking at stuff and figuring, oh, this would be really cool. Maybe I could build a patio in the backyard and put these chairs out there, like just daydreaming about shit. It's just what happens. And, I know nobody has 3 hours to kill walking around a Walmart, but just take an extra 20 minutes and just look at things and, just that kind of stuff. Stuff that you enjoy doing that's not going to, like, completely... And it was free to do that. I had to buy the stuff that I needed for the house, but just walking around the store looking at stuff costs no money. And it's easy. And it gives me some exercise. I got some steps in. I got to work out in the morning. I don't want to, and they can't make me. But I'm gonna. Anyway. Working out. I started working out with a personal trainer. If you can't afford a personal trainer, which I can't, she's actually a client. So I trade services with her. Figure out if there's things you can barter to do that. I crochet. So not only is that me time because it helps me relax and it stops me from smoking so much. Yes, I'm a smoker. I know it's bad for me. You don't need to lecture me. Spirit gives me enough of that crap. But it helps me from smoking so much. So it keeps my hands busy. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But something crafty with your hands even. It's very therapeutic. And it can be, something that you can do with the kids, or it can be something just for yourself. Same, girl. That's the one thing keeping me out of the loony bin right now. Just let me have it. I'm not a drinker. I don't do drugs. I don't sleep around. Cigarettes are my worst thing. Let me have it. I'll get rid of it when I'm mentally there. But right now, anyway, taking a break in between clients. I am not saying you should start smoking. Do not do that. It is the dumbest thing I ever did with my life, and I wish to God I never picked it up. But even just stepping outside 5 minutes between clients or while a client is processing in my chair, I go outside and smoke. I have other coworkers that just go outside to get air for a little bit. Those kinds of things are considered self-care. It doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out thing. Just finding little things throughout your day that you can incorporate into elongating your time towards what you want to do. Find a craft. Find a game on your phone that you can just veg out to. Find a show you love. And if people have problems with you taking time for yourself, tell them to fuck off. What are they going to do? Ground you? It's your husband, your parents, your wife, your kids. Oh, I'd love for my son to try and ground me. Let's see what happens. Yeah, no. You will survive without me for 10 minutes. Just find something to do with yourself. I need to go. You have to do that. If you don't start doing that for yourself, then you're going to burn out. And it's just not going to work for you. Aw, thanks, Lisa. But yeah, that is seriously the thing, guys. You've got to learn how to take those little few extra minutes. If you work in an office, take a few laps around the cubicles or up and down the hallways or, just walk. Just get out and walk or go outside and walk around the building once or twice. It's healthy for you. It's helping ground you with the elements, and it helps get some sun energy into your life because we're coming up on the winter. A trick for you guys. I don't know if some of you guys have sensory things. I just figured this out with my coven the other night. I like to pour some rice into a bowl and just play with it. Sounds weird, but it is so relaxing. And it's the textile thing of it, and it's the I don't know if I actually have ADHD or what, I don't know, but it was very soothing and calming. And being winter soon, I'm like, how am I going to go outside and walk around? I'm from Missouri. It gets freaking cold here. How am I going to walk around in my bare feet? I can just sit there because rice is the closest thing we have to the earth that is the most untampered with in the processing situation. So it's the closest thing, and it's organic, and it's of the earth. So you can help ground with the vibes from the rice because it's from the earth, and it's soothing, and your energy goes in there. Oh, that's really cool. That's pretty south for I'm like a little bit outside of St. Louis, so I'm a bit north from there, but yeah. But yeah, just playing with the rice in the bowl was it was very calming. I don't know why, but I mean, if you're making dinner, just stick a bowl of rice next to you and just if your family's like, what the hell are you doing? Just don't question it. Leave me alone. Like just try it and see how you feel about it. I mean, it's I can't explain it, and it just felt right. So, but yeah. All right. I went way past my goodbye. But I do have to hop off of here because, speaking of self-care, I need to go take a shower. And I need to make myself some tea and get rid of this junk going on. But I love you guys. Thank you so much. Yes, that is very true. That is very true. It's a good point, Lisa. If you guys vibe with me, follow me. I will definitely catch up with you later. I'd love to see you guys pop in on my next live. I'm going to try to stick with evenings, but sometimes Spirit moves me to go to in the morning. But again, I post all of my lives on my YouTube, so if you miss it, you can go over there and catch it. No problem. All right. I love you guys. I will see you later. Mwah. Please go get some rest and do some self-care before bed. 10-minute yoga. They told me to do 10-minute yoga. It helps relax you. YouTube it. It's all over YouTube. There's 10-minute yoga things you can do before bed to relax your body. So, love you.